All right, we're live. I just looked at it. Oh, this is great. This is terrible. Hit record. I'm on YouTube. Cool. Oh, what did I just do?
What did you just do now?
Let's go. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it.
God,
Everyone, welcome to Discussions. It's episode 42, and I am here live with terrible internet from Boca Chica. And with you, of course, as always, is Daryl Sase. How's it going?
I think it's going, and I'm not talking about me. Oh man.
Oh, I just tweeted it out. Yeah, we're trying something a little bit different here, as you can tell. I'm testing out some stuff for Space Explored, and we're doing
Zoom in the corner.
Huh?
Make it not say Zoom in the corner.
I don't know how to make it not say Zoom in the corner. So,
Pay for it.
And so we're streaming through Zoom, and so the internet probably is terrible because, of course, we also have another camera in here. But before we talk about the camera below me, let's talk about the guy in the camera to my, I guess, left or right, whichever. I don't know which way anymore. So with us is Nick Terry. He is a writer for 9 to 5 Mac and Space Explored. Nick, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Excited to see how this stream goes.
Yeah, no, we're already off to a great start with this, and yeah, he came on. What, you've been on for a month now, right?
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, I think he came on around like a week or so after I did, and yeah, we've been together. Been you, me, and Zach. We've been nailing it on Space Explorer. I'm still laughing from how terrible the stream probably
You
is.
named the starship wrong. It's SN8, not 9.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And Duncan figured it out.
Thank you, Duncan, for letting me for joining us. Oh my gosh. Yeah, below me, of course, you guys already figured out, is Mr. Starship SN8, not SN9. I'm of course down here in Boca Chica waiting for this 12.5 kilometer hop with Zach Hall. And our balcony, I don't know, do we ask for this hotel, this room with the view? Or
Yes.
did it? All right. So we got, our room looks directly at Starship. I can literally not even leave my our hotel room, and I can see the construction facility and the launch pad, and I can see sunrises. So I don't have to do anything for photos. It's great.
That's lazy, bro. That's lazy.
Yeah, it is, but it is what it is. How's your week been, Nick? With being you've been living in Florida now, pretty much.
Who, me?
Not Nick, sorry, Daryl. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
I was wondering why Daryl looked like a blank face. I'm like, I just asked you a question. Sorry, I meant Daryl, not Nick.
Wow. I swear you guys have been drinking already.
I've only been drinking Starbucks, which apparently does just as much as alcohol to me. So
Apparently, yeah, it's kind of weird because you, me, and Zach have kind of crisscrossed places. I am over here in Florida, drove over here from Louisiana, and you two went from Florida to Texas. So it's all backwards.
yeah,
right
we
now.
drove literally right through it all.
Yeah.
And you've been having we had a lot of fun driving. It's been great.
I can imagine with you two. No, it's been great so far. I was in town to cover CRS 21, which went off beautifully yesterday around noon, give or take, depending on where you live. I get to set up remotes at 39A, and there's a reason they haven't been published. We can talk about that if we want, but I'll be okay with not. And then I'm still sticking around because coming up later this week, we have another launch attempt of Enroll 44. and if it goes off, I get to shave the beard because I was doing the end roll no shave. And then at the day after
Yeah, I
that,
can't wait. What?
the day after that is supposedly SXM-7. Sirius XM is putting up another satellite in orbit on a Falcon 9. In fact, a couple hours ago, they just did a successful static fire. SpaceX tweeted, "Hey, we're launching on Friday," so that's why I'm still in town. And then I will be heading home after those for a few days. And then I'm going to come back to town and take care of Enroll 108, mostly because it's an RTLS, and I need good pictures of one of those. It's on my to-do list. And then
Is XM7 not RTLS?
nope.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, that's heading like straight east, and it's using just read the instructions, I think, for landing.
That's right. And
Hey,
before
hey, ask Nick if he knows what RTLS is.
Hey, Nick, what's RTLS?
I do not know.
See?
They-
You have to use words, not letters.
we love, well, in the space, we love letters. RTLS, return to launch site. So Nick's been writing a whole bunch of, like, you've been doing great on, like, Starlink and, like, all the other stuff, and then we've been doing a whole bunch of space flight stuff. So, like, how did you, like, so, like, how long have you been in space? Like, what was the whole, like, point when you got into space to start writing all this stuff?
So yeah, my interests. You guys are all about all the launches and stuff like that. My interest in general is like space itself and the stuff going on with planets, and like you said, Starlink and all the stuff that SpaceX does. That's more of my interest in the stuff that I've been writing about. And I was sitting here when you guys were talking about what RTLS or RLTS, and I was like, please don't ask me what that means.
Oh,
Well, you can blame Zach because Zach told me to ask you.
I said so wrong.
Oh,
Don't
I'm
be
sorry.
like
We're
that.
mean here on Roads. We're really
Don't
mean
be
on
like
Roads.
that.
Yeah, if we turn the launch site for landing.
No,
at
the
this
problem
time.
is that you guys use too many acronyms.
That's not our fault. That's all NASA and SpaceX.
Eventually, they lose all meaning.
I don't know if you guys hear it, but Zach's upset with the industry for using terms.
And guest hosting in the background tonight. Ghost
Yeah, pretty
hosting, I
much.
should say.
Yeah,
Ghost hosting.
he's ghost driving this stream.
Yeah, there he is. Say hi, Zach.
Hello. Okay, go back to your seat now. I'll feed you later. Yeah,
It's another one of those episodes.
no, I'm not feeding you. Yeah. So yeah, how did you get into space again with all that stuff?
How did I get into space? So, I mean, I think I talked to you about this before on one of the prior podcasts where, my entire family was in the Air Force, and I was always around planes and stuff like that. I have a big passion for planes too, and that just kind of evolved into getting into launches and space in general and stuff like that.
What's your favorite fighter jet?
F-22.
Oh,
F-22.
so that's why you were really impressed with the pictures I got from the air show a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I've seen them on the ground up close, but I've never seen one actually fly, unfortunately.
Man, I tell you what, when you finally have the chance, you're gonna absolutely love it. They are a blast to watch. They really
Yeah,
are.
I want.
Yeah, I'm one of few who find the F4 the most beautiful airplane ever created. Does anyone
It's a pretty airplane. It is a pretty airplane.
So I
I'm
remember like
particular
so
to
Jack.
Hornets. So
Is that the F-18 or F-A-18? I don't remember.
It's the 18. Just go
Yeah,
with
I think technically it's the FA-18. I don't know. I used to work with the aerospace industry with that sort of stuff. So like I had to actually know the names, exactly what they were called.
I do know
for one of my projects.
I do know now that the letter at the end of the designation, the D variant, I guess you'd call it, is now the new Blue Angels craft. It's the ones with the intakes on the front, right under the front of the wings. They used to be rounded. Now they're the square version. And the Blue Angels are making a big deal on social media that they're upgrading to a new plane. It's not really a new plane per se. It's just
It was a Hornet, then it went to a Super Hornet, right?
yeah. It's not like when they went from. I believe they used to fly F4s before the F-18s.
They did. That's one
Yeah.
reason why I know, because I've seen one fly, and I also like Jack Barrow, who's Buyer, right? Jack Buyer.
Yeah.
who's with NSF, we've talked about this in the NSF Discord. He thinks I'm like completely wrong. It's the most disgusting plane in the world. Like it's like a block pretty much. When I growing up at
which
the
plane, the
airport in
F4?
Milwaukee, the F4, yeah. And he's not a fan of the F4.
To each his own.
Driving to the General Mitchell Airport, which is the airport for Milwaukee. There's an F4 just sitting there every single day. It's like they took it. I think I don't. Or
And there goes that internet connection again.
yeah, what a surprise! Did you? I don't even know how much you guys heard, but I don't care. You guys just keep talking. So Nick, what's what have you? I don't know if you guys can hear me enough.
Yeah, I can hear you.
How's it been going? All right, cool. So how's it been for the past month? We're writing for Space almost full time.
Oh, I've loved it. I love getting to write about this stuff and actually get paid to do it. It's kind of crazy that I'm getting to do that. I'm actually learning a lot too, because a lot of the stuff that I write about, I know about, but you have to do research and you have to look up all these details about it. You learn a lot too. It's surprising.
Yeah, you definitely get you kind of become before I started, I felt like I knew a lot. And now that I've
Exactly.
been doing it for a month, I think I feel like I know way more now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't after that I'm remembering. I know I'm like, oh, this is why Chris G is like an actual encyclopedia of knowledge. He's written so many articles. He could just zip back all right, what article? That article. All right, I wrote that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this week, we have a big week this week actually for spaceflight. We were supposed to have a white dress rehearsal for SLS today. That apparently got scrubbed. Not sure why, but do we know why? Hey, Zach, do you know why?
What's up?
SLS scrub?
Because it's Boeing.
Okay, because it's SLS, so there'll probably be a 2-year delay. For whatever reason, they'll probably have to rebuild the whole core stage. But
Actually, a little side note to that. I did see something like 2 days ago or something like that. Yes, I was sitting in the press building about to do some interviews about CRS-21. That's Commercial Resupply Service. For those who don't know, that's the mission that just launched yesterday to the station. And there's apparently fresh video that's being replayed on NASA TV whenever they have time and they're not doing anything live of the next core stage being built in New Orleans. Seth, what's the name of the facility where they build it at?
Michoud?
Close. It's better. It's better than he has said.
If you were, trust me, we were in the car drive because we were at Stennis.
Mhm.
Where did we also? We went to Stennis and
Mishu.
Michoud. That's right. I was
Spell it.
Hater. Sorry.
Spell it.
Michoud.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
So yeah, we went there, and I think after we left, it was I was asking we were trying to Zach was like, well, it was pronounced Michoud, or something like that. I'm like,
No.
Michoud, with the D, without the D. I'm so confused. You Southerners don't know.
Without the D.
Too, but it's Mishu.
What does that name come from? Where did they get that?
Dude, I don't know. People down here are weird. Us Northerners are so much more normal.
I'm mean mugging you through Zoom right now.
All I'm saying is this gonna sound a little bit mean because it's a little bit mean, but I was at the Infinity Science Center and I was getting change from the lady. I was supposed to get $8 and change. It was 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm like, people are a little bit slower down here. That's okay. You know what? No, we're all not perfect. But I've miss you. Miss you.
Me? Shoe.
Mishu.
Yeah.
Where's the D?
It's silent. Duh.
No, don't say that. Phrases. Crazy.
Frick.
Zach said crazy.
What is going on with this episode? Good Lord.
Okay, Mishu. Me. I don't know what the chat's talking about because I can't open. Otherwise, I think it's just gonna work. And so,
You know what? Don't
Zach, Daryl, or Zach, or whoever.
don't worry your pretty little head about the chat. You just keep.
I
being
feel like
you,
they're
boo.
I feel like they're gone at this point. But
You do you,
yeah, so we
boo.
were going back, and we spent a good like 20 to 30 minutes going back and forth about the name of Mishu. Like,
I mean,
I did a slight D. Yeah, you didn't notice it. Okay.
ask the guy who's born and raised there next to that building, who grew up, seeing that place all the time. I know how it's pronounced.
Oh, guess what I did get? Oh wait,
Oh Lord.
I got a NASA Stennis Space Center hoodie, polo.
Oh, that's cool.
Racist.
Yeah, that's true. I think we actually were sitting there like we're like, oh, that's cool. Like I don't have a NASA polo. And Zach goes, racist. I'm like, yeah, well, they'll probably change the name in a few years. So and then it'll be worse more when it has the old name on it. Oh, what is Daryl getting? I'm scared.
I think he's just done. Oh,
I think he is done. What did you bring? Come on, what did you bring?
Polo.
Oh, that's actually kind of sick.
ooh, nice.
Oh, is that new? I have not seen that before.
That is new.
Oh, I want that.
I figure, being at the press site and whatnot, I wouldn't want to go out there in, jeans and a weird t-shirt. I better look somewhat presentable, professional and whatnot. So I picked up two nice polo shirts. They're not bad. So
Yeah, that
Nick,
actually looks so sick. Black on red with the worm. Oh my god! Like I'm not. Do they have other colors? Because now I don't want to match with you.
no, that's the only one in that style.
Well, I guess. Well, actually, we've got no. I'm the Hawaiian shirt guy, so
I got it
someone's gotta
first.
take
I
over
got
when
it
Jen
first.
leaves.
So Nick, if I know the rocketry part wasn't ever your bag, but have you ever happened to see one though, or been in a general either like up close like we get, or kind of up close like we get, where like there's general viewing sites up close, or just like way far in a distance? You ever seen one at all?
So no, unfortunately, I haven't. I was actually talking to Zach and Seth about this not too long ago, where this next year, in the next few months, I have a family member who's going to be buying a house down in Florida who says I can go to stay down there sometimes if I want to. So it's a
Nice.
golden ticket to go down there and see some launches, hopefully.
Heck yeah. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
finally.
It will change your life, because no matter how many streams you watch, high quality videos that people record, it never prepares you for the real thing. Just actually seeing it with your own eyes and feeling it too. It's not just hearing it, you feel it too. I think it was when the three of us were out covering Perseverance earlier this year, and we're just all right next to each other at the press site, and you can feel it like shaking through you. Like I felt like my pants shaking and vibrating up against my leg and everything like that. It's that loud. It's insane. When you finally have the chance, you're absolutely gonna love it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see one. I'm so looking forward to seeing my first launch in person.
You're gonna love it. I'm excited for you. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know what's coming up. I mean, it depends on when you get down here, but yeah, there's so much happening now. There's so many launches.
Yeah.
We gotta do a whole group trip, all five of us down here at the boat.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, four of us, maybe not Daryl, but Daryl, you get to stay at Rocket Ranch in your truck. How about that?
No.
Where there's
What
no
is Rocket Ranch?
So
Yes,
Rocket
explain
Ranch, so
what
that's where
Rocket
we were
Ranch
originally
is.
staying, which is a really dope place. It just opened up. So it's like so when you're driving down to the area where Starship is, right?
Yeah.
You're driving down, there's a border patrol checkpoint there, like because you're so close to the border, they have checkpoints down there. And then you go through it, and like it's like the only road, Boca Chica Boulevard is like the only road to Boca Chica Beach, right?
Okay.
And there's a good amount of like large estates, like type, like not like estates and big houses, but like land plots. And one guy owns this like plot of land, and he's building like a campground pretty much there. And so it's like the closest place to stay if you don't live in Boca Chica Village, which is like across the street from the manufacturing area. So like you just like you're like only like a couple miles away, I think, from it.
And do they
It's super
charge you?
nice. You're literally like stone throws away from you're just on the Rio Grande River. Like you can literally just like skip rocks over to Mexico pretty much. The only
does it-
issue with it,
Uh,
what?
do they charge you to stay there?
Yeah, it's like 30 or something. It's not that bad compared to other
That's-
places.
it's a pretty good idea,
The issue is
though.
that there's literally no internet.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's a
That's
dead
terrible.
zone. So we were gonna plan on staying there, and our car was cheap, and then we're just like, we kind of need internet to work. So yeah, we got a hotel, and it's amazing. Like it's great that the view that we have. Like the view that was right below us, if you can even tell. I think I looked, and we're stuck at 140p. So whatever.
I mean, with the way the stream has been going, you pretty much don't have internet as it is. So
Well, I feel bad for the rest of this hotel. Like, I don't know who else staying in this hotel. I know there's a few people from media who are staying in this hotel, but they don't have any internet anymore. We're taking all of it. So, but yeah, no, it's been a great weekend. So what CS21 that launched Sunday, right?
yeah, it launched Sunday 11 and some change. I forget the exact time. I forgot to write it in Sharpie on my arm.
11:17.
Yes, thank you. Well, the thing is, I didn't
20
have
seconds. Zach said in 20 seconds.
in 20 seconds. Yeah, I didn't have a
Oh, I
clock
said,
with
what
the
was-
time of day in front of me.
Never mind. Zach has what was the seconds, not 20 seconds. It's 11:17. I don't know what the seconds were.
I didn't have a normal clock in front of me. I actually had the legendary countdown clock in front of me. In fact, it's
Impressive.
in one of my pictures. So I was really happy to get that in one of my shots. It's my first time ever being out there at that press site. So I said, I got to get this at least my first time out here. And then, next time I'll go to a different spot. So, but for the first time, of course I had to do it. Why not?
Oh
So-
yeah, no, I want to get a photo. I'll get a photo with the launch in the. I'm always a fan of like more of a getting photos more with the foreground than like the actual rocket. Like I find them way more better, like way cooler.
That's what I did with this. I threw the rocket out of focus. I kept the flag and the clock in focus, and whatever people happen to be like right there at the flagpole, and then everything else is out of focus. I think it came out kind of good. Not exactly what I
Yeah,
had
I
in
liked
mind,
it.
but-
Yeah, I used it. I think I used it as one of the featured images afterwards, or I think I did, and then Zach changed
Right.
it. But
Ha.
whatever. But yeah, no, we've had, and then with Starship coming up now, it's supposed to be beginning of last week. Now we're looking really good for tomorrow. They just had a wet dress rehearsal today, and they're doing and the flight readiness review today as well for tomorrow. Like NASA's down here, like it's a big deal. Like they're really planning on doing it. It's been fun to drive past it, seeing all the facilities. Do you hear what I'm saying at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You were just nodding your head like I'm
I'm-
feeling. Is this a code for I'm not talking? You can't
No,
hear me.
I'm looking at you with the look of this is still the early days of Starship. We know how these tests go, so
Yeah. So yeah, like so they did. We've been pushed back a week, right? And then we did. It was supposed to be like Sunday. It was supposed to be like Friday. Then it got pushed to Sun. They pushed. It didn't get pushed. It got pulled pretty much to Sunday.
yeah.
Then pushed again back to Monday. Then the Tuesday, and then they were like, well, they might do a static fire today, which would have been meant like there's probably no way it's going to happen tomorrow. So it's pretty much tomorrow's the last day for us down here to see it. After that, we got to head back, pick up Zach's son, who is adorable and like my favorite. He's amazing.
Totes adorbs. Totes
Totes
adorbs.
He it's great. Kids are
Just
extremely
ask Wayward.
extremely cute from a distance. So it's great. Especially when you can hand your kids back to their parents. That's when they're the cutest. Yeah, and then we're headed, and then we're gonna get there back in Florida just in time for 44. So fingers crossed, maybe. Maybe fingers crossed. Yeah, the Claude Rogers. The road closures. That was not.
You're not even drinking. What the hell?
Dude. All the sugar, man. Like I can't stop. The road
Wow.
closures start at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So SpaceX been pushing it. They updated the website all about the flight.
Mhm.
They have a live stream on their YouTube for it, already up and ready. So like they're good. Like they're like ready for it. Good. Like the next thing is this flight. There's no more. Well, maybe just one more test. Like the next step.
What?
Speaking of streams, did y'all and I'm not trying to drag this back to it just because I covered it.
How
But
is
did
this
y'all-
high quality stream here? How's that?
Did y'all see the streams of CRS21, the official streams?
We did not. We
No.
were going to.
Okay, so I know we talk about the coverage that's done every now and again, especially when it came to the crude launches. We definitely harped on that stuff, and I do want to point out Discovery Channel got better the second time around. Not by much, but they made some improvements. But now it's like 2 streams in a row, something like that, where NASA and SpaceX have done stuff really differently. So for the Sentinel-6, the coverage of that was all done by NASA. They brought in the SpaceX folks and used their, cameras and things like that, the normal views that we're used to seeing in a SpaceX webcast. But it was all produced, like the on-screen graphics and everything like that, by NASA. For CRS-21, they each did their own thing. Like, it was completely separate from each
really?
other. SpaceX had their normal thing. They started it like 15 minutes before. They covered to Dragon separation, and then bye, we'll see you next time. NASA was doing like their own thing off to the side. They were pulling in the camera views from SpaceX, but they were showing them at different times. And it was weird. They even, after the first stage landed on the drone ship, they even stayed with it for an extended amount of time than we're used to. You can see the fire hose like squirting it down and everything. I don't think we've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
that
they
live
have one of those
before.
on there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
no, we
fire.
haven't.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember in the Iron Man movies where there was that one arm that Tony Stark would always yell at, and he called it dummy for doing dumb things. It reminded that instantly came to mind. I wanted to call that thing dummy, like from the Iron Man movies. Like when
I
it
love
sprayed him
dummy.
down with the fire extinguisher for no reason. So I don't think it necessarily needed it, but yeah,
I think they
hosed
do
it
that
down.
automatically. I mean,
Yeah.
we do see some fire though afterwards. Like usually after there is a little bit some flame.
I
in the bottom.
mean, considering what the heck just happened,
Yeah. Do we know when that booster's coming in? It should be like
Thursday.
Oh, so we're gonna. Hell yeah,
Dummy. Thank you, Jared. That was it. Dummy.
dummy.
Dumb-E.
Awesome.
It's
Yeah.
Wally's.
It's dummy dash. Why is it dash E? I wonder why it's that. That's one part of Marvel's lore I don't think it's been explored. Why is it DUMM-E?
I'm pretty sure that was just for the movie.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh, I'm trying to get YouTube on my phone so I can read comments, but yeah. So so we're going with 44 for like what, the 100th time? What number are we on for launch attempts for 44? Like
Okay. We
Oh,
gave
yeah.
up.
well, it's been like 6 or 7 times. Yeah, like I even gave up on the no shave NRL, which you
I
and I
didn't.
were doing. Like 101 launched, I'm like, that counts. That counts.
No.
The mustache got long enough to where I can like feel it in my mouth. So at that point, I'm
Look,
like, I'm
it's
done.
it's okay to like trim it around those kind of areas and whatnot, but the full thickness, no, that's got to stay, baby. It's got to stay. Yeah. I'm sorry. This just got weird.
Oh my gosh.
See, Zach's
look
doing
at
the no
this guy with his
shave.
beard, Nick with his beard, or Nick with his mustache, Daryl with his beard, like, and there's me. Who like I grow it just to block out my acne. Like, I'd rather have patchy beard than like a whole bunch of just red spots over my face.
I shaved like yesterday.
This is more than a week.
Zach gets
This
5
is
o'clock
almost-
shadow at
This
9:30
is like a
a.m.
week and a half, almost 2 weeks of me growing it out.
Oh,
I was not
man.
blessed with the facial hair growing genes of my family. Just the
Man.
stupid ones.
So, hey, Nick, what are you looking forward to on the horizon as far as launches go? I mean, I'm sure writing for Space Explorer has gotten you like paying attention to them a lot more. And I know you've learned about a lot of stuff. What's coming up that you're looking forward to?
Nothing has excited me more than seeing what happens with Starship. I know it's the same thing we've been talking about, but Starship has really been interesting to me. seeing what
Yeah.
happens with everything there, and just also SpaceX's entire journey on getting to Mars.
Yeah.
Dude, I
I
brought
know
the
that's
Mars
not really.
flip-flops.
I,
This
oh
is
yeah, I saw that.
payback for what I did to you, Daryl, during Pressure for Flight.
Yes, it is.
And you're loving it, aren't you?
Kind of.
So Nick, here's actually a question I just thought about. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
What's something that you learned that you didn't know about as you started running? Like, what's like the biggest kind of like discovery that you found?
I don't know about a particular discovery, but I knew a little bit about launches when I started, but I mean, just the wide variety of things I've learned about launches, where I'm just been like, oh, that's interesting. I had no idea they did that. Has just been monumental. I've learned so much about how these launches work and how often that they fail or get scrubbed. I didn't know that happened as often as it did. I didn't know there was as many launches as there were. They happen all the time. Just stuff like that.
It's funny you talk about launches that happen all the time, because driving into KSC right now, I didn't even you wouldn't even notice this unless you drive by this one particular direction, but they have a counter on the number of launches this year, and so
cool.
far they're up to 28. And they were fast to update it too. Like, as soon as CRS 21 took off, I'm sure somebody went and just like put the number 8 down to go from 27 to 28. And me and a couple other people were talking about it. It's like, they're really going to break 30 this year. And that's like all on the back of SpaceX. ULA has had what, 1, 2, 3 so far?
It said, was Mars 2020 the first one? No.
No.
All I remember was Mars 2020 101, and then
there was
6. AHF 6 I know was earlier in the year before Mars 2020.
Yeah, they've had a couple of Atlas launches this year. I can't remember what the earlier one was, but let's give them what?
Hey, they've had plenty of attempts.
Well, let's give them 3 so far, and then hopefully one more by the end of the year.
Yeah,
that's 4 out of what? 31 that's potentially going to be theirs.
Well, like Starship was just, not Starship, sorry, Starlink was just, they could just launch whenever they want with those. Like, oh, we have an opening time for a launch. Cool, Starlink. Like,
there was an X-37 that launched earlier this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
the little baby plane.
Oh,
yeah, the one that's when a mommy space shuttle and a daddy space shuttle love each other very much. One of those.
What about what happens if there's a for Dream Chaser?
What about it?
How are those made? If the X-37 is two shuttles, what does the Star Dream Chaser get made from? Where are their parents?
Let me get back to you on that.
Okay.
I have not thought that joke that far through yet. All right, leave me alone.
The joke.
Just laugh at the original joke, okay? Don't be that guy.
No, I know the joke needs more detail. We need a whole backstory for how shuttles are made.
Oh man, look, I've got a giant book, and I've pulled it out on the show before, but I don't.
Is that like it? Is that in the book? At the end, it goes like, now we have the X-37, which is made by a daddy shuttle and a mommy shuttle love each other very much.
I will have to go back and check in the book when I get back home next week. Oh man, but it is. I talk about it all the time, and for those who don't know it, Nick, I'll even let you know about it too. It's this like 3-volume like mini encyclopedia. I think it's like it's called Space Shuttle Building an Icon. I use that term mini loosely because it's big and it's heavy. It's like 15, 20 pounds, something like that. I think the Amazon shipping said. And it's just 3 volumes about the production of the shuttle, pre-production, actual production, and then the 3rd volume is like all the missions and a little bit about what happened after and everything like that. It is super technical, super detailed. It's not one of those things that you just sit down and read unless that's your cup of tea. It's more of like a reference type of thing, but there is so much stuff in it, so many pictures of everything, even like early conceptual drawings, pictures of like early testing of stuff and things like that. it's a lot to take in, but it's really good to have on hand as a reference. I recommend it. Bit pricey. I think it was like $160 that I paid for it. I paid for it brand new, of course, but it's I still think it was worth it. Yeah.
See, instead of buying it, we can just use you as the go-between.
If you give me a minute to look something up, sure.
Yeah, I bet that takes like forever. You're like, all right, it was just,
It does. I have tried to look up something in it before, and it took me like a good hour or two to find the exact detail I was looking for. But I was also looking for something really specific, so it was tough to
Jared
find.
said he has the owner's manual, and I still want one.
The
Like, I
Hayes
still want
owner's manual, yeah.
So
I think that
badly.
the guy that made like the Haynes owner's manual for cars and other weird stuff like that. I think he said he was like retiring or something, or I don't think it said he died, but I think it said
No, you
he
can't.
was retiring and not making any more books or something like that.
He needs a son to make more, or a daughter. He needs a kid to make more.
Yeah, but no, I would highly suggest getting that book. Otherwise, I would like to take trips to DC to go like thumbing through the archives, because I've seen a list of what they have. They just don't have it all digitized. So they'll say, yeah, we got stuff on this, and this, but you have to come get it, and you can't check it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, it's in that room where you can't leave with anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at whatever you want, but you can't leave with it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if I can make
Oh, yeah.
copies. Making
I
copies.
so wanted to go into that room and just thumb through everything.
Yeah.
Those rooms are so much fun to go see in libraries where you just like oh my gosh, like I don't know what any of this means, but like information, please get in my mind. I want to read all about you. It's real life Wikipedia in there.
Yeah. So
Read.
Nick, you've been writing a lot of stuff for Space Explored. I got a question about one of your articles.
Yeah.
You put one out, I think it was late last week. It was Friday, if I remember correctly, where you talked about a limited edition set of mission patches coming out based on the missions for All Mankind. And I just finished the first season today. I have my opinions on it, but we'll save that for later. But where did you find out about something like that? Because that is a cool find.
What's funny is I actually believe that Zach told me about that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Zach, we need you. You're being called up to the show.
Now, have you seen the series?
No, we just
I
need,
love
we need
it.
to
I'm
we need
glad
to
for
answer.
season
Where
2.
did you find the For All Mankind patches? Please explain.
The internet.
Okay, he said the internet.
I mean,
Thank you, Zach. That was very insightful of you. Thank you for
yes. I mean, he's not wrong. No, I thought it was really good. And then Zach sent me a link earlier to a podcast that he did for 9 to 5 Mac at the beginning of this year, where he interviewed Garrett Reisman, who's a technical director
I saw
on the
that.
show. Yeah, it's really good. Give a little plug to that, because everybody should give that a listen. He was like really cool to listen to, and it kind of changed my mind a little bit about how I feel about shows like this, where they really kind of go sideways and whatnot, with like the story and whatnot, and they get away from being technically accurate for the sake of the show. Now, For All Mankind didn't go as off the rails as a show like Away on Netflix. I couldn't even finish that damn show. Like that was hot garbage. But
I never watched Away. Like, what is it about? Is it an alternate history, or is it trying to be historic but they didn't really
No,
do the
it's near future about a first expedition to Mars, and it was absolutely terrible. Like it is not being renewed. The writing was terrible. The production quality was terrible. It's just not getting renewed. I always steer people. I can't believe I don't hear about it more, but I steer people toward the first on Hulu. Much better show, tackles the issue much better. It handles the stuff on the ground where these kind of things should be handled, instead of once they're actually on the way. And without giving away spoilers, if you start watching the show, you'll understand what I mean by that. The whole crew dynamic and things like that, like that kind of crap gets ironed out on the ground, not while they're actually underway. So there was that. But as far as For All Mankind goes, the production values were there. The technical part was, I mean, it's alternate history. So by the
Yeah.
time they, get laden to the Apollo program, it's like, well, they're already off the rails this far.
Yeah.
The direction it went, given the guy who actually made the series, produced it, and everything like that, I'm familiar with his previous works, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Battlestar Galactica. I kind of knew what to expect from him. So going into it, I'll say, all right, it wasn't bad.
This is For All Mankind or Away?
For All Mankind.
Yeah. See, what I really like about it is that I thought they got like, if you think about like, okay, what would the United States probably do in that scenario?
Yeah. And that's
Basically,
that's
what
what they try to answer. All right,
so
what would happen if things went this direction? And that's it. It just goes off
Yeah.
from there.
So what do you want?
They wait until season 2 to go way off the rails.
Yeah. Season 2, we have
Yeah.
shuttles coming back from low lunar orbit or something like that. Like I don't even know, but like it was great because when the Apollo program was created, like one, it was a innovation to try. We need to go to the moon. We've dreamed about it for a while. Let's go to the moon. But it was let's move the goalpost to something that we can win in the space race.
Mhm.
Did it, and then so like if they lose the goalpost they just moved, okay,
Mhm.
what's next?
Yeah.
Well, let's race to the base. Like
Yeah.
yeah, and they did. So it's been. Nick, have you seen For All Mankind yet?
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm waiting for season 2.
So
Yep.
quickly, we need to talk about it. Daryl,
Yes.
the spoiler alert to anyone who has not watched it. So you might want to mute us right now if you have not watched it. How did you feel at the end of the episode? How did you feel during the second episode, last episode?
Oh, the after credits?
No, before that. You know when the thing goes in the chest of the guy. Yep. With Deke.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's alternate history, so who
You
knows? It
have
could have
no
happened.
heart. You have no heart. I cried like a baby.
I'm not surprised.
I cried like I love Deke. Deke's my favorite. Like I love Deke.
You're the kind of guy. All right. So over text message the other day, I was asking if Seth and
no.
Zach had visited Mishu, and I asked them, "Hey, was the SLS Pathfinder still just sitting out in the parking lot like it had been for the longest time?" And I think I said, "No, they probably scrapped it or something like that." And Seth was like, "Oh, that's so sad. Wow. It should be in a museum or something. Wow."
I
I'm
didn't
like,
say it had to
"It's-
be museum. I just said it was sad.
It's a hunk of steel. All right. So for the engine bells, it was literally like the little door stoppers that you used to play with as a kid that go boing, 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 boing. That's literally what it was.
No,
with
was
engine
that
bells.
it?
Come
No,
on, Seth.
was that it?
Yes.
That's what the real SLS uses too.
Yeah, that's what they wear to you. That's what they're. That's all that's so what do you mean? I'm
No,
so confused.
for on the Pathfinder where it's just a giant steel tube and 4 coil springs at the back. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's what the RS-25s look like.
You put the rocket really low, and
Yeah.
it goes really hot.
Yeah. There's springs to launch it off the air. It's an air launch system.
I hate you
Is-
two
is
so
that
much
Aero,
right now.
Aerojet rocket time.
What do you think Aerojet means in Aerojet Rocketdyne, dude? Come on now.
We can all hear Zach, okay? You don't have to repeat.
Oh, I didn't know if you could hear it or not. I have no idea how sensitive. I don't know if I should be talking over here. I don't know if I should be talking over here. I don't
You
know if I
can
should be
center
yelling.
yourself on the
jokes.
screen.
I
you'll
have
be
no
fine.
idea. I am stealing your jokes. What?
You can center yourself on the screen.
I'm-
It's fine.
What?
I.
Okay.
Oh
So-
my god.
Yeah, so Jared talked about Space Force is greater than anything.
Oh man. Look, Nick. When you
So-
finally make it out here, we're gonna apply to go see a launch together. It'll be just you and me. I'll show you how to do it properly. We'll leave them
And
to it.
then you can, and I'll show you how to do it the fun way.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So yeah, Jared talked about Space Force. One thing that reminded me of reminded me and Zach both of Space Force was so Chang'e 5, which is China's lunar lander that just landed on the moon. They placed a Chinese flag.
Did they really?
And Zach mentioned like it just reminds them of like Space Force. I'm like, yes, it does. It looks just like Space Force when the Chinese land on the moon. It's just the Chinese flag is right there.
That I don't know if it was a tweet or if it was an actual conversation, but it was apparently a conversation between two people where one person said, "How do you feel about the Space Force?" And the other person's like, "I'm glad it got renewed for a second season." Like, no, the other one.
That's what's funny is like the general public doesn't even know that that's a
what are you
real thing. They just
showing?
think it's a show.
Yeah,
What are you
it's
showing? Oh yeah, that's the air launch SLS. Yeah, with Orion on it too, with the abort tower. Thank you,
That-
Zach.
Josh say uses a spring.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
that's
I tried banishing Zach to the balcony, but he said it was too cold. So
oh, can you tell he's from the south?
yeah, you can tell he's a southerner. I'm out here. I said on Twitter, I'm bringing a Hawaiian shirt. And
Oh, yes, we lost him. His internet's freezing. Oh,
oh,
so
am I back yet?
no,
Am I
you're not.
back yet? My internet connection is unstable. What a surprise! So, oh yes, Derek says we should change the name of Space Force stations. I feel like that'd be great. I'm totally down for Space Force stations. Oh, they should be called like outposts. They need to be called Space Force. Instead of station, to be outpost. Yes.
Yeah, and honestly, look, the Space Force. It's one of those. Okay, did it really need to happen? The Air Force was doing a good enough job. Now all it's going to do is spend money on new uniforms and new building names or base names, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It brings a little bit more. I guess I don't know. It's what else were you gonna call it? Like I feel like the more of the. I feel like if it could have had a better name, like it probably wouldn't get the heat it gets, right? Because
Yeah.
they're doing exactly what they're doing now. But the cool thing about because I've eventually been able to do more policy like articles with Space Board or more like covering the Space Force. It's like they're actually the General Raymond who's in charge of who's the space what's it's like he's in charge. He's the guy in charge pretty much. He gets to create a new branch and he gets to design how the branch is going to operate. He gets to
Chief of Space Operations.
Chief of Space Operations. Thank you. Yeah, so he gets kind of like he gets to redesign how a military branch gets to operate. Something that hasn't been operating since the last time they had to do this was with the Air Force in the 40s, I think, 30s. So yeah, he gets to do this, and they're doing it completely different. You know, much more lean, much more faster. You know, instead of taking years, if not decades, to acquire like a contract, they want it done in months. You know, so yeah, I think it's going to be an overall plus once it gets set up. You know, right now, I guess we're kind of in a lull of hey, we need to get this thing up and running first, but it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not opposed to the idea. I'm like just until you have a more defined objective that you're not already doing, doesn't need to happen yet. It really was just all political, which let's stop right there from going down that rabbit hole. But that's I mean, it's cool that it happened. I guess it happened sooner rather than later, but it could have waited. Nobody was in a rush for it.
It's just like also what that's like Space Force, like really like.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I guess
This is
like I
happening.
guess it could be called it's kind of like what would be a better name for it? Like astronaut corps? I don't know. Like,
Well, they already have that term within NASA.
I know. Like that's but like other than like play with the Marine Corps, astronaut corps. Like the only thing I think of like Space Corps. Like I don't know.
The UK has they're developing Space Command.
Oh, UK's developing the Space Command.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, good for them.
Got the better name.
UK Space Command. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Isn't there Star Command? In something?
That was. I think that was
Is that
from
Toy Story?
No, that was. Was it Toy Story or was it?
I think Toy Story
The
has
Last
Star Command
Starfighter.
and Buzz is a Space Ranger for Star Command.
I think you're right. Okay. I don't know.
It's either that or a much more bigger franchise that people are going to chastise me for.
I thought it was from The Last Starfighter, but I haven't watched that in so long.
I
I missed that movie. That's one of those movies I grew up with.
The Last Starfighter. Hey, Jared said yes. Awesome.
Did you
Hey,
guys
that's a good movie,
French
Seth.
Air
Check it
and
out.
Space Force?
What?
France used to have an Air Force and a Space Force, and now it's called
We
the
don't-
French and Air Space Force.
Okay, cool. What we're gonna talk. So yeah, so I guess we're hopefully doing Starship
And they're
Hot
gonna have
tomorrow.
Space Force.
44 on Thursday. I'm just talking over Zach. We have 108, sorry, Sirius XM 7, which is interesting. So like that's being flown on the second 7th flight booster.
Yeah.
Which is new because usually they reserve those higher number flights for Starlink missions.
Mhm.
You know, high risk for losing it, low, like just, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's just 60 more satellites. My theory is because Sirius is out, is just, you know, no one uses it anymore. They need the cheap.
I still have it. I mean, it comes with all the extra stuff I pay for my car, but I have it.
Yeah, like that's the
I
only
listen to
people
it
who
occasionally.
use it. It's like you get it. Like the only reason why my parents use it is it came free in my dad's car for the first like 2 years.
Mhm.
And after 2 years, he's like, well, when I drive like down to Florida, I lose radio. I have to keep switching radio. So like, I guess I'll do it.
Oh my gosh, the problems of the modern world.
I know, right? It's such a small issue. And I'm just like, well, I just have all my music downloaded on my phone with Spotify, so I don't even listen to the radio.
Oh my god, just load up your iPod, Dad. Gosh.
Yeah, here's your little shuffle. All right, press the little button. It's all there. Yeah. No, my dad's an iPhone 12, and he's pretty tech savvy, so he's special. He loves it. He likes rubbing it in my face that he's a 12 and I don't.
Hey, we left the iPhone 12 at the pad before.
Yeah,
Speaking of phones at the pad, I will
Oh yeah,
say,
how's your phone experiment going?
I'm still working out the bugs as to why it didn't work. It was not an iPhone this time. It was the competition. And it was instead of recording like we did last time and having one gargantuan video file, we worked out something where it was using something on a schedule, but it didn't like go off at the right times. I don't know if it was because it was a weekend or something like that. And it's weird. I haven't messed with anything today. Being out at KSC, you know, all day, going through pictures, everything like that. I was like, I'm a little beat. I kind of took the day off. I haven't even touched most of my gear. My cameras are still in the mailboxes.
Please tell people about the mailboxes.
You want to see them? wanna see
No,
it?
I just want to hear about them. Don't show them.
So, well, let me finish with the phone first. Don't know what happened to it. I went to pick it up and I like turned on the screen real fast. I woke up the screen. I'm like, oh, sweet. It still got battery. Yeah, it did something. And then I get back in the car because they're just like, y'all grab your shit and get out. Don't sit there looking at pictures or anything like that. Grab your shit and go. And I get back in the car. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. I shouldn't have that much battery left. So when I looked at it, didn't do anything. But it's experimental. It's the first time I'm ever trying it, so we'll work on it. Now, the mailboxes, for those who might have seen the tweet and whatnot, I decided to use mailboxes as camera boxes. And
And it's like, okay, so when you first came up with the idea and you said the picture of them to us, and I'm like, you're gonna look so stupid. Like, I'm not doing that. That looks so dumb. But now I'm like, you know what? I might pay Daryl to build me some boxes with some mailboxes.
yeah, and it was the first time. It was, the first design of it, and they weren't put through anything really terrible, like a hard downpour that happens or something like that. Because you got to be able to leave your stuff out there for 2 days before they let you like go back
with a hose. That's pretty much the same thing.
Look, I put them in the shower to wash off all of the dust from cutting through the sheet metal, and the weather stripping on it survived. It kept the inside dry and everything like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm on with something here. So the build quality of the mailboxes held up. But the cameras, one of them I was messing around with a trick lens, and I'm going to stop using that for a while. I'm just going to get the basics down pat. It took its pictures like it was supposed to. They look fine. They're just focused on the wrong spot again. And I thought I had that, knocked out. The other one, I figured out what was going on with that. So it's just all kinds of little things that I didn't know about before. Going to the next time, I got to do it again. Now I want to give a shout out to our friend Stephen Kegel, who is in chat right now. He asked, "Did you get some mail?" Surprisingly, I'm surprised nobody, was humorous enough to go and stick a couple pieces of junk mail in there after the launch. But they are nice enough to, leave people's stuff alone unless they need to pull it out of there for some reason. Like like they don't like it or something like that. They're gonna pull it. I get that, but yeah. As a
We can't have mailboxes on our pad. It's going to confuse the postal workers.
Somebody even asked on Twitter, it's like, hey, is that a violation of the postal code right there to do that to a mailbox? I'm like, well, technically it's not put in service to be used as an actual mail device for the postal service. So no, I don't believe I'm violating any laws. And I really don't think the postal service will care. It's an undeliverable
I don't know.
address.
And the thing is about those codes, I don't think they're actually like binding law either. I don't think there's any consequence for breaking those, other than possibly going through someone's mail. I think is a technically
no.
law,
Once they're installed to actually receive and send mail, once they're installed for their intended purpose, then it's a federal crime to deface them or things like that. Like kids who go through knocking down mailboxes with a
so
baseball bat.
I can't be on the back of my friend's pickup truck and like do batting practice with mailboxes.
No, you cannot. That's a federal crime.
Oh man.
Seth, go.
I really hope people get the reference of what movie that is. Well,
that's a number of movies, buddy.
It was a number. I just remember from one of them they did batting practice for that. That's how they trained their team to bat.
Yeah, so that's what happened with those. I also had one more box who was it was loaned to me by our friend Jared, who we shoot with. Also, thank you for that, by the way. That one tipped over, and it wasn't the only one either. So his was down low to the ground, and the way it was angled, it I guess a good gust of wind just like tipped it over. There was another one. I don't know who it is, and if you do know who it is, don't say it out loud. I don't want to call anybody out on it, but there was another spot where we set up. I didn't set up anything there, but this one, it was set up high to kind of get over a tree line. So the tripod was extended all the way. And we get out there to go pick them up. And I see it. The tripod, it's in the man down position. It's got that one leg sticking up. It's like, oh, man down.
like it was like a dead animal. It was like stiffed, and it's just like
yeah.
No.
Yeah. So and that's what it was like when I came across the other one. I saw one tripod leg sticking up, and they took us to different spots. Sorry, and we passed by the first one where the camera tipped over, and I saw a leg sticking up, and I didn't see the box where it was supposed to be. I'm like, shit, I know which one that one is. So yeah, that's what happened with that. But this kind of stuff, it's all lessons learned for next time.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. We got 2 more tries this week probably, right? Or I don't know. Wait, I don't think we're accredited with Sirius X with Sirius 7. I don't know what happened. We must have missed an email or something. But
we don't know because it's pushed back so far at this point. We don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we must have either missed an email or it went out last year. Or something. I don't know. But like, yeah, but I have no idea when that first attempt was. But yeah, that's coming up. Yeah. So yeah, with 44, you'll be there sending remotes hopefully Wednesday. It goes well.
However that time frame works.
Whenever we get the email, I don't know. We haven't when plans come out. Well, we have it. But yeah,
I'm just happy to be here doing this. I'm still humbled to have the chance to do this. I am just happy to be here to try. That's
so
how
does the tree look?
How's the what?
How does the tree look?
What tree?
The tree we ordered you to put up and decorate in Zach's apartment. Oh.
What tree?
You were supposed to go out, cut down a tree, bring it back, go to the KFC visitor complex, buy all the ornaments they have, and put it on the tree.
What?
Yeah. and we wanted presents for me and Zach, not you, of course. And
No,
Nick.
you get Seth. You get no presents. You get all of Seth's presents.
So I
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
found this
No, bro,
at the
you
store.
do
we were
great
at.
work.
There's
You
a
deserve
thing-
all of
it's a-
Seth's presents.
There's a thing at I don't remember what store we were at when we bought it. I think it was Walmart or something. I don't know. But like it was like a soap block. It was made. It had coal in it, like activated coal. Not coal, charcoal, and it said big ass lump of coal. And I want to grab. Now I'm buying that. And I'm putting it in my brother's stocking for Christmas. So the first thing he pulls out for out of the stocking is just a bunch of coal.
Wow. You
I'm a
deserve it.
child. I know.
You just yeah.
I'm 23.
You are. So, but anyway, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Seth didn't hear that.
Good. We have made it through the night. We have done it. It has been an hour. It is 9. I like to thank my parents for helping me get through this tough time. Zach for being more support. Daryl for coming by. Nick for coming by. I'm
Yes.
just doing my Emmy speech now. I don't know. But follow us on the socials. Of
I'm
course,
gonna let you finish, but Nick had the best record of all time.
okay. Thank you.
Wait, what?
I don't know. He has the best record of something. So yeah, thank you, Zach, for more support. Thank you, Nick, for coming out. Daryl, as always, thank you for adding character. And
I'm the color commentator. I'm the Chris Collinsworth of our show. Now here's a guy. for any
of course,
sports
we have
fans out there.
socials. We're at Ruds Podcast on Twitter. I'm of course at Seth Kirk. Yeah, make sure you check out our live star. Are we going to be doing a live stream tomorrow? We are going to be doing a live stream for Space Explored somehow. I didn't know we were doing that until literally right now. So we'll be planning that out tonight. And then, of course, yeah, I'm at Seth Kirk. Daryl's at Sauce Images. Nick, you're at Lockheed Guy, right?
Yes.
Yes, at Lockheed Guide. Are you a Lockheed fan? Is that why? I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah.
That would have been a great question to talk about during the show, but I'm glad we got that out now. And, we are weekly. Yes, we come out here weekly, live stream here on YouTube weekly. So check us out next week. We'll be talking about more space stuff. So
Yeah.
thank you everyone for coming by.
Bye.